Hello, everyone, and thank you for being here. This work came out of our collaboration with India's largest car sharing platform. And let me start by discussing the various type of platforms to put our setting in context. So sharing platforms can really be divided in along two dimensions, depending on whether the platform controls the supply and whether the platform allows reservations. So according to this metric, clearly booking.com and airlines will be up here. Then the commonly known on-demand platforms like Uber and Lyft are going to be somewhere here. And in this paper, we are going to focus on the third type of platforms where the supply is decentralized and the platforms allow reservations. Think of Turo and Airbnb. And we will see how this simple feature of allowing reservations changes the results that we have known for the on-demand platform space. So let's first look at the platform operations first from the customer's point of view. Now, customers, let's say on Turo, which is a car rental platform, there are a bunch of students who need a car from the 16th to 19th of October to go to informs. Now, it really matters when they reserve their asset. So based on the reservation time, we could have customers who reserve probably in August, way before the service start time. And we're going to refer to them as the advanced booking customers, whereas others could book very close to the service, and we're going to refer to them as the just-in-time customers. And we're going to assume that in the population, these two types occur with probability theta and 1 minus theta. Now, let's look at the platform operations from the host perspective. Now, the host typically see a calendar like this on the platform. So say a host wants to rent his asset, let's say from the 16th to 19th of October. He can tell this to the world that his asset is available from 16 to 19 by a simple action of creating a listing for the asset on the platform. Now, clearly, if a host is creating a listing much earlier than the 16th of October, that is the asset's availability date, he's increasing the likelihood of having his asset rented out. But is there a reason why a host would not list as soon as possible? The data definitely suggests so. So from the data in Indian car sharing platform, we find that as the hosts spend more time in the platform and they learn about the demand and the prices, they start listing closer to the asset's availability date. And there is also anecdotal evidence of something similar happening at Airbnb. Now, why is this happening? Short answer, it is because the prices are dynamic and the hosts get a share in the revenue. So when a platform is charging a higher price to just-in-time customers over the advanced customers, the hosts realize that, and now they also only want to get matched to these just-in-time customers. And this is briefly what's happening here. Now, let's just look at the model and the framework in which we study this problem. So for now, let's just fix the time frame, say 16th of October. And we can really divide the booking window for the 16th of October into two periods. Period 1 for the advanced booking customers and period 2 for the just-in-time customers. Now, given all of this, the host has to make two decisions. First, whether he wants to rent his car on the 16th. And if yes, when does he want to create a listing for this asset? Now, say after hosts make this decision, S hosts decide that yes, they want to rent their asset or the car from the 16th of October. But only S1 out of these total S hosts want to list as early as possible. That is in period 1. And what this means is that in period 1, these advanced booking customers are going to arrive and they're going to only see the S1 cars. And based on this demand and supply dynamics, the platform is going to set a price P1. Now in period 2, the total number of cars that are going to appear are from the host that deliberately wanted to list late, plus the leftover supply from period 1. And again, now the just-in-time customers are going to show up and the platform is going to decide the price P2 based on the supply and demand dynamics. And again, the revenue is going to be realized for everybody. So let's just see what we find. So first, let's just assume that all hosts have perfect information about the demand. And what we find is that the overall supply, that is the total hosts that want to rent their asset from the 16th, that changes non-monotonically with the proportion of advanced booking customers, that is theta. And this is interesting because we see that initially the total number of supply is decreasing when more customers want to book in advance. And this happens because when the proportion theta is less than this tilde theta, so there's very few advanced booking customers, all the hosts decide that they want to list late. They don't want to get matched to these advanced booking customers. And why is that? Because when there are fewer advanced booking customers, the platform cannot charge a high price. And now this results in a breakdown of service for the advanced booking customers because they are going to come to the platform and see no assets available to them. And this is exactly why these simple revenue sharing contracts may not be optimal for platforms with reservations. Now let's quickly see what happens when hosts do not have perfect information about demand. Things only get worse. This region where the service breaks down expands in that uncertainty. So is there a way to fix this? So clearly, one solution could be that let's just pay all the hosts a simple wage contract so that they don't become strategic in when to list. And actually, we find that in some parameter space, that is actually optimal. So constant wages for the host with dynamic prices for the customers. So in conclusion, what we have shown is that simple revenue sharing contracts lead to service breakdowns in platforms with allow reservations. Secondly, the service breakdown region expands in the uncertainty of the hosts. And lastly, simple wage contracts can be optimal for such platforms. Thank you, and I would be happy to answer any questions.